Welcome back everyone. This is the second part of today's lesson. I believe you got the most important part of function, higher order function, objects, object methods, and also functional programming in the first part. And in this part, we will spend all the time working on DOMs or the DOM structure. What did we have before? Let's check. I think we did something last week, if you remember. So I have to go to this file and maybe I have to do something. Let's remove the comment. So we have to see. Oh, undo. Let me maybe just get this down. Okay, I told you to work on this one, if you remember. Yeah? It looks beautiful, right? Do you have any idea how to implement this? Okay. Another thing I asked you also to do is actually, let me just hide this one for the time being. I think the other one was this one. If I just get this lower and bring it here, it may show up. And another thing, what I asked you to do is actually building this beautiful list of countries and also targeting those countries with land, like Poland, Solomon's Island, Swaziland, and so on. I hope you got at least the problem, but if you didn't spend much time, I think you have a very good chance now to have a look. But before we start working on this one, let's see how the DOM structure looks like. I think we have dom.js. This is the one we have been creating, and maybe I think I have to start from scratch. Okay, that makes everything clear. So forget about everything. We will have a very different file today. So I want to create the name of the file. Maybe I can change this. I can call it just dom.html. And I'm going to also call maybe this one is going to be the one we have before. So I just call it first day. And I want to have now a new just dom.js. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see, this is DOM, and you can just follow me step by step. What is DOM? Actually, last time I showed you by opening this. This is Google, and it has the DOM structure. And if I Control Shift I, if I just do that, it opens the console. And we managed to change actually this last time. If you just write document, actually you can get the DOM structure of this DOM, which is document object model, means actually the HTML page is written as in object model. It's an object, a JavaScript object, which has keys and values. Oh, that is really good. Keys and values. So we can access this as in object. So if I say document.body, actually I am accessing this. So I accessed it. So it looks like I managed to. So what's the key here? The object is document and the key is body. Even if I go further, document.body, and the body has another property, style, and the style has also another property, background. color. I want to change it to green. I'm setting it. Yes, and we did this last time. Okay. And even we managed to append something on Google. If you remember, document.body.append child, append. Okay, append child, and I can do something. I can't. First, I have to create the element. Yes, const h1 document.create. This is how we create an element. Create element. That's a method, available method. So h1, and then let's do h1 actually dot text content. Let's add some content. I'm going to be appended. Yeah, great. Now we can call that document this one, document.body append child as in a child, and then what? h1. As you can see, it's appended here. So using DOM, actually we can create and destroy or remove things on the DOM. DOM means this. So then now the DOM structure starts with document type. Is that? This is what we need, right? HTML. Why it doesn't? I think I forgot to put it this. What did I forgot? Doc type.
You're doing it in the JavaScript document, I think.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, sometimes I do something like that. Great. So let's do doc type and then HTML. Yes, this is what you need, right? Again, I'm there. What's wrong? Oh, so it's not a file for some reason. I see. Let me just delete that one and let's create a file doc dom.html. Okay, yeah, great. So when it comes to HTML, the DOM looks like this. You should have a declaration at the top, and the parent of all elements or the root of all elements is HTML. Inside you need to have a head, and you should have also a title. Maybe let's call it this document object model, right? And then you should have also a body, and we're not going to have anything. Now let's open this file. We have been opening something. I don't need to open this one, so I have to close it. Instead, I am interested on this file after this, so I have to click and with live server and Control Shift. Yeah, so with Control Shift I want to show you document. Okay, let's open this. What do we get? Do we write this? Do we write this? Yes. Did we write this? Let's check. Yes, but we didn't apply this one. This comes just from the default, so don't worry about that. What do we have inside the body? We don't have anything inside the body, and this style is also just coming from the Google, the browser. Okay, so don't worry about that. But if we add something now, for instance, h1 first title, As you can see, you see it there. How about if I try to find it here? And we should see it also inside first title. Great. But we should access this using a JavaScript. So now let's connect this with the JavaScript. I called it DOM already, right? So I can say script and write it source and DOM, this one. So we write everything inside our DOM file. So first, just console.log. Is it connected? Let's check. Yeah, it's connected. So that means we are working and it's connected. So we don't need that. So now I want you to target this. How do we target this one? Now, what we are going to learn today? First, getting elements. And then second, we learn creating elements, assigning attributes. These are the most important attributes. Okay, so now we are in the getting elements. We have this element with a title, with a text first title. So let's get it. Actually, it has this method get element by ID. So we have to give it an ID. So I can give it ID and I call it first title, as you can see. So I can come here, const, I name the first title document dot get element by ID. And what was the name of the ID? Who can tell me the name of the ID here? Sometimes as you know, I ask some silly questions because it helps me to engage my students. So what's the ID of H1? Yeah, I know by now everybody said first title is the ID, so I target by that. First title. Let's console.log. What do I get in first title? As you can see, I managed to target it. Yeah, so I managed to target it, so I can make use of it. Can I access this? Yeah, I can access the text. How do I access it? Actually, console.log first title dot text content. The text content is actually this one. Can I modify this? Yes, I can modify. How can I modify it? For instance, first title is, as I told you, it's an object. So I can say style and color. I like the color green, so I change it to green. Yeah, as you can see. Great. So I can I replace the value? I mean, from first title to first paragraph? Text, first title. Yes, first title dot text content. Actually, I changed my mind. I can call it first day with DOM. Oh yeah, with DOM. Feels really, really great. Now we are not anymore writing on the console, but we are manipulating the DOM itself. So now that's why we call it DOM, document object model. And the HTML structure is in a model of object. It has keys and values. It has properties. And for instance, the property is style, and the text content is the property or the key. Yeah, great. So how about if we have paragraphs, for instance, many paragraphs. P1, for instance, I really love JavaScript, and maybe I may want to have more P, and again, especially I like JavaScript, but especially DOM is really good. Don't worry about the statement, okay? We're just making some statements here. Yeah, now if I want to target all these paragraphs, how do you, maybe all of them at once, how do I do that? How do I target them? Actually, there is methods I can go by this const paragraphs. Yeah, you can call it paragraphs or paras. I don't know, but it sound like parameters or P's. No, paragraphs sound more mnemonic for me. So document get elements. Have you seen option? Get elements by class name, get elements by name, get elements by tag name. This sound good. Tag name. So, and then what's the tag name actually? P. Because I'm targeting all the P's. At least I have two. Let me just add another P, and I just put lorem ipsum. Do you know by now lorem ipsum, right? Just lorem. Lorem. Oh, that's too much. It's okay, but I can just remove some of the lorems. Yeah, good. So we have 3 paragraphs. Let's console.log what we have in here. Console.log paragraphs. As you can see, what do you see here? HTML collections, and I managed to grab them as in, and if you go here, actually you can see the different objects you can use for manipulating a DOM. Great, but now you have to loop through. So for const paragraph of paragraphs, console.log, and then P. Have you seen? I managed to print out them one by one. Yeah. Are you following, guys? How about if I want to change the background of this paragraph? Now I can. Paragraph dot style dot background. Oh no, background, and then I want to change to green. Too much green, right? And the color to p.style to color and white, and even as you can see now, we can add padding if we want. p.style.padding, I can just add padding, maybe 25 pixel, and it will have some space. Oh, it's too much padding, but still much better than the previous because there is space already. Does it look already good? Yes, I think so. Even you can add border radius. So now we are using CSS with JavaScript .style.border. In CSS, this is how you write border radius, but in JavaScript, uppercase, like camel case, like this. And then if we give about 8 pixel, actually it looks somehow good. Even it could be a bit smaller, and then just it has some kind of great. Now Actually, we are accessing the values. By the way, we can implement the same thing, another method instead of what was the get elements by tag name. We can also do the same thing if it has class. For instance, if it has class, I can call this para class. Let's repeat that class. Doing the same thing in a different method, I can just comment out this, yes, and take it down, const paragraphs, and document dot get elements by class name, and the class name is para. So, and we can just do the same thing all over again here, and let's see, I can uncomment here. Yeah, as you can see, even there is another way to do the same thing. Instead of document get elements by class name, actually we can use query selector, and that is my favorite. And from now on, don't be puzzled by different methods, just stick into one and you will be fine. And I will recommend you query selector, the one which I'm going to show you right now. Let's comment this out and let's just move on again. Const document, paragraph, and document dot query selector. Not a query selector. Let's try with this one. Query selector dot para. In this, now if we are using query selector, we have to refer with the dot, and it gives us one value. So instead I have to say it paragraph. So let me see the result also. It just gives you the first paragraph, and the first paragraph in our document is actually, I really love JavaScript. As you can see, we got it. But now let's target all of them paragraphs. So document, don't do that. Document dot query selector all. Yeah, it's actually, the name of JavaScript is so beautiful that the name convention is really good. So all the time, as you can see, query selector all, so it selects all of them. And then actually, even we don't have to use select them by we can select them by paragraph. Console.log, and what was this? Selector. Wait, Google. Yeah, paragraphs. As you can see, we can select. So this one paragraphs should select all of them. Yeah, it gives me a node list, all of them. But you can also select them just P. As you can see, we managed to select all the paragraph. We don't have to go, and we don't have to use the what is this, the class. Instead, we can use just the elements. So from now on, you can use the query selector instead of other methods. That's my favorite and easy to use, and I strongly recommend that. So you can do the same thing. This is how we manipulate, we target. So whenever we have something already on the DOM, this is how we get it and modify it, manipulate it. So first getting and manipulating, and the second step we are gonna to create. How is it so far? I'm just repeating the same thing all over again. but I have to see your opinion from the chat. Are you getting it, or am I just talking to myself and enjoying what I do? Let me see. What do you think? How about the rest of guys? Well, are you following? Are you on track?
I have a question. So in this query selector, you can use class or a tag name or ID also?
Yes. Yes. So let's see again. As you can see, paragraph, it doesn't have S. It's not a plural, right? So actually, this query selector usually selects one. It doesn't matter. For instance, if I just put P, it selects the first paragraph. Let's see, line number 31. Line number 31. Line number 31, as you can see, it selects this, the first paragraph. So you can use a query selector, and I think I have to write some note here. With a query selector, you can use you can use either you can use tag name, ID, or class, but the methods are query selector usually selects one and the first. Query selector all selects everything, selects all the element which with that ID, with that class or a tag name. Any other question? Okay, so this was creating. So since we are going to use this, since I'm going to push it on GitHub, dom creating.js, I will move the code there. DOM creating, and I don't need also anything on my DOM. I do not like to have anything here. Have you seen? Now it's clean. So instead we want to create it using since we have moved this code there, we don't need here. Now creating stage. Actually, this was not creating. Actually, let's modify it. Gating. DOM getting elements. And now we are creating, right? So to create, actually, it's only one method you should remember. Create element. Yes. As you can see, there is nothing here. So first, let's get the body. The body is so easy to get to target it. So document dot body. This is how you just get it. Let's see, console.log body. No, it's the body. So we managed to target the body. Great. So now let's add a title here. Const title. We can say document dot create element, and I call it h1, and I want to add text to title dot text content. It's a property, so the text is going to be actually, let's say, Dome is great. Yeah, you don't see it, it didn't come yet. So how do I display it here? Tell me, I'm waiting for you. I want to see Dome is great over here, so how do I display it here? Okay, so body dot append child, and then you just append title. Yeah, Dome is great. Can we format this? We can format this, by the way. For instance, title dot style dot background, and it's going to be green, as you can see, or maybe the color green instead of the background. Okay, now how about if I want to create maybe numbers, or the previous paragraph also? Const paragraph, or first paragraph, document dot create element. I can call it P, and the text is going to be first text content. JavaScript is awesome. JavaScript is awesome, and you should learn it. You will be able to make every website very dynamic. Oh, it rhymes even. Okay, let's move on. Oh, it didn't come here, right? Of course it doesn't come. Why? We didn't append the paragraph yet. So body append child, and I have to append the first paragraph, and I should see it now. Yes. If you have any question, let me just see. Do you have any question, or may I move on? Is it clear so far? Okay, then you are saying that it's better to move on. Let's move on. So now you know how to create. But if I just tell you to create 1000 numbers here and display it, how do you do that? It's so easy, guys. Let's do that. And I call it this maybe number, right? So, but just we can use for loop. For let I is equal to 0 and I is less than 1000 and I plus plus, and actually we do this. Yeah, then where the plan is actually to create these 1000 numbers and display here. Let I can call span, maybe span is equal to document, oh please, document dot create element, and I call it span. So, but in this span maybe I can just call number. I'm just going to append, so number dot text content, it's already text content here. Every time I have to append this number to the body, so how do I do? Body dot append child. Oh yeah, where was I? Append child, and then, oh no, number. No, it's not like that. Number, what? Have you seen this? 1000 number just in one go. But as you can see, this is inline block element. If I change this to H1, it will be downward. Yes. Do you like it? I hope so, because it is so cheap. In just a couple of seconds, we managed to generate 1001 numbers, or maybe 1000, it's up to 99. Great, now let's target them. Even is going to be green and odd is going to be red. Okay, let's do that. Actually, how we do it, actually, let's go here. If number, actually no, if I divided by 2 is equal to 0, that means it is an even number, and number dot style dot color is going to be green. Have you seen? It's already green. Else it's going to be red. You just do this, and we change this to red. Yeah, and now as you can see, everything is to this. We can even align it to the middle. But this is not the task for JavaScript, but you can apply style. So I can say here text number dot text align center. Align, what was the name of text align, or is it align text? Yeah, text align, it should work. Why not? Oh yeah, I forgot to say style. Yes, great. Now it's in the middle. Great. And even we can make it a bit bigger, right? Number dot style dot font size, and we want to make it maybe about 72 pixels, and it will be really big. Great. Yeah. Are you following, guys? May I just move on? Now we're about to generate that task, the task I gave you, but it doesn't matter. Now we just try to do it together. Yeah? What am I talking about actually is this. Okay, I have to bring this image with you. How do I download it? Download. Okay, so I think this is what I'm talking about, the colors. I can run at the same time this one too, right? So if I run this, and I think you will be able to see it, then I go to here and turn the hexa instead of the countries. And I can get this down. Yeah, this is what we are going to do first. Are you excited to do this? Do you have all the energy to do this? Show me your, or can you give me some kind of suggestion how we can solve this? Before the second break, we have to make this. But I want to know, or I would like to get some suggestion from your side. How can we create this? Because the example I showed you here is almost the same as this. It's just minor addition on top of this. Okay, someone wrote you can create developments to generate the boxes. That's great, that's true, but we have to have also hexacolor generator first. So let's do the hexacolor generator first. Yeah, so a function which create hexacolor generator. Hexacolors are like this all the time. Hexacolors number, it starts with hash, and also it could be number. The numbers are usually from 0 to 9, and the letters are from A to F. For instance, 0, 1, 2, E, F, and 3. So it should be also on 6. So this is the red part, and this is the green part, and this is the blue part, right? So this is hexacolor. So const generate hexacolor. This is our function. I mean, we are about to create a function which is going to, then I think I can just make this a bit smaller because we don't need this much, but I can make this bigger. Okay. Maybe let's just generate something from first. Let's just put a string of collection of A to's string, and we can just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and A, B, C, D, E, F. That's good. And then if I just for let I is equal to 0, I less than string dot length, and I plus plus console dot log string dot I. Let me just generate color. I think this is the one where, as you can see, it printed out this, but it should be random. We don't need something something like this. We have in JavaScript this math.random. I don't know, did we cover this part? So this is how it goes. You have the method math. This math has round. This math had floor. This math has ceiling, I think seal, and this math has random. At the same time, let's go what it means. Console.log math.round, for instance, if you pass 3.14, it will be 3, as you can see. If you change this to floor, it is also going to be yeah, just let me leave that there. For instance, console.log math.floor 9.81. It's going to be 9 because floor is just, it gets down, it rounds it to the lowest, to the floor, to the lowest, not the maximum. So, but if we round this, it should be 10, right? So that's floor. And ceiling, it gets console mat.ceil, ceil of 9.81. It should be 10. So at the same time, actually we managed to see round, floor, and ceiling. Now it's a very good time to notice how mat.random works. Console.log mat.random. Mat.random usually creates a number from 0 to it creates 0 to 0.9999. okay, this is what you get from that. So every time, so if you multiply it by something, for instance, if I want you to generate a number, between 0 to 10, you should use this, right? So what you should do, actually, you multiply it by 10. But I think it's better to multiply it by 11. Why? If I multiply it by 11, let me show you. If the lowest is 0, it's going to be 0. And if the maximum is going to be something like, it's going to be maybe 0.99, so it multiplied by 11, it gives you actually is 10 point something 99. So if you change this to floor, it could be 10. So the best way is actually we can do this. Then console.log mat.floor, and then inside mat.random. Yeah, so this give us all the time, but by accident now it gave us 0, but again it will give us 8, it will give us 2. Yes, so this is how you calculate random things. So why the reason I'm talking about is our index here should be random, so we will target the random. Okay, so even we don't have to go this times, but we go, the loop should be only how many times? Actually 6 times. So we have to go from 0 to 6. Yeah, 0 to 6. That means it includes 0, 0 to 5, actually is 6. And then index late, index going to be mat.floor, mat.random times string.length. This might be hard to understand what I'm writing here. Let me show you. It's the same as what I did over there. So this mat.random generates from 0 to 0.99. String.length, that means the length of this. And then each and every now and then it just take one. For instance, let's see now. Console.log the index. Mat.floor, we don't need anymore. Where is it coming from? 46. Yeah, it's, so I think this is clear already, so we don't need it here, but I can just put it somewhere else. I can just put it mat object.js. Let me get back here. As you can see, 35, the index is 15, and let's refresh. 5. 7, 12. So we can make use of this index to slice out one of the string. Okay, let's do that. Instead of this, what we should do actually just index, and we don't need here. But we need the index. I show you. What's the index at 35? It's 2. Let's check 2. 0, 1, 2. So the value is 2 also. Great. It's 5, and the value is also 5. It's 15. That means here, and the value is f. So this is how we get actually. Then what we do then, instead of just consoling this, we do have const, let hexa, and let's do it something like this. And then instead of printing this out, hexa plus this value every now and then. And what we print actually, when we print it out, hash plus the hexa result. And by now we should manage to generate some. Do we have a form? I think which is we're currently working on. Yeah, because I can't see anything. The reason why I have to print this out, console.log, I have to print out. Yes, we managed to generate. Have you seen? Different things. Yes, now we got this, and we don't need also the previous something, but we can keep it there. All this 1000 number, it's too much. So let's just comment out that plenty of numbers. Yeah, even we can just print out, comment out this. Okay, and Anna told me that it's possible to target them by, create them by, what is this, div, by creating div. Yes, she's right. So let's create div. How many boxes do we want? We can just for let I is equal to 0 and I less than 100 for the first time, and we may continue or change our mind at some point. Okay, then let div is equal to document.create create element, element, and then div. Then what we do actually is append it. So before we append div dot text content, I have to call that function hexa color, generate hexa color, generate. I think the name of the function is a bit big, so I can make it shorter. Generate hexa color, and I can modify it also here. Generate hexa color, that it makes sense. Generate, where is it? Yeah, we don't need to generate here anymore. Yeah, we generate and we append to the body dot append child, and the child is going to be div. Oh yeah, as you can see, now we managed to display it. Great. And now let us give some attributes. The width, div.width, let's give it about 150 pixel, and let's give it also the same height. Div is equal to div.height, and let's give it 150 pixel. And I don't see. Yeah, do you know what I made the mistake? I made a mistake here. Who tell me the mistake I made? There's no difference after I set the width and height. What's the mistake I made? If you have been following me very well, by now you should figure out the mistake here. And the mistake is here. But what did I forgot? What did I forget here? I forget actually style dot, because width and height are like properties of style. So now it's in different place. Now let's change the background. Now before we generate, actually it's better to just let background, let background color, and I can store this value here. And then after I store it, I can use it as in to display text. And actually at the same time, I think I forgot to, and at the same time I can also use it to change the background. div.style.background color is equal to background value we generated from here. Oh yeah, now it seems our colors are already in here. Yeah, we are almost there. But now what we like to do is actually we want to display this, horizontally, not vertically. So we have to use flex. I think by now you should know flex. So flex is so easy. Then what we should do, we have to create, I think I can just take this some code and I call it, yeah, but I can just leave it here. Wrapper, let's create a const div color wrapper, and I call this document.create element, and I call it div, and I want to append this one inside the body here. Body.append child and color wrapper. The color wrapper, what am I trying to do is actually, let me show you what I'm trying to do. I want to have a div here called color wrapper, and then inside I will want to have many divs, like it could be 10, something like that. But I want to create it using the JavaScript. So this is how it looks like. If I want 1000 boxes, and the wrapper will be one wrapper all the time. So by now that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, okay, I hope you got it. So I will take you back. Where was I? As you can see, I did a wrapper, and the boxes will be created here, each of the boxes, and then it will be appended to the wrapper. What was color wrapper? But I can give the color wrapper here style. How do color wrapper? Style display flex. Yes, as you can see, flex is it made it horizontal. Then again, color wrapper style dot what is this? Flex wrap, I think. Flex wrap, yeah, wrap. I think if you don't know, yes, now we are getting it, as you can see, but it's not there yet, so we have to give some padding, margin. So div.style.margin is not bad. So if we have 10 pixel, about 10 pixel margin everywhere. And in addition, let's also give div.style.border radius and it's going to be about 8 pixels, something like this. But as you can see, this is not at the center, so let's try to see if it's let's try to make it to the center. So we can say div.style.text align, and we say center, and it should be to the center. But as you can see, it's at the center, but at the center horizontally, but not vertically. So let's make it somewhere around. Maybe I think if we use the height, the line height, the same as the height, it make it center. So div.style.line height could be 150 pixel, and I think it fixed that problem. Have you seen it? Now we managed to put everything there. So if you put this, this is what you were told. But as you can see, even this is to this side. Let's also make it to the center. So maybe I think we don't like to hold the whole space wrapper.style. We don't like to cover the whole space, but maybe like 80% dot or 75% width, 75%. Yeah, and margin auto can fix it. Color dot wrapper style and margin, and then auto will fix it. Now if you see this, it's going to be actually, yeah, this is what you've been was it similar to what you had? What do you think, guys? I need your reaction, guys. What do you think? So did you understand now? Does it make sense? Now, for instance, we managed to create 100, right? But how about if we want to create a 1000? It's just you change it here, 1000. Even why not 10,000? 10,000 is generated already, guys. Different colors of, oh, unless you go to something like this. Yeah, but don't go too much, don't go millions, okay? That's too much to process. Okay, great. Not the other. So how is it?
Are we going to be looking at classes as well and how to create objects from classes?
What do you mean by that?
You know how you can make like a template for an object and then you just copy
yes, class. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Could you do that? Could you use classes to generate these boxes as well? Like if you had like a template of a div.
A template of a div.
I guess it's unnecessary.
I think this is good enough.
Okay.
But maybe also, class is as in a topic. Class in a, we will learn class is a very topic object oriented programming. That's a completely different, but I'm not sure you are talking about this one, eh? Do you mean this?
Yeah, well, when I was trying to figure out how to do it, yeah, I was thinking maybe that would be a method but I didn't know enough JavaScript to try. So I was just wondering if
this
we're
is
going to be learning about those.
Yeah, there will be lots of ways to achieve this. It's not just in one way. You could achieve this with different methods. I believe so. Now, when we implement the countries exercise, we also do things. I think we do things differently somehow. But this is actually straightforward. And what Mark said looks nice. Do not notice that what we had an exercise did not connect. I think it's a nice idea to have an exercise, another one for next week. Could you use? You can use a table, but table is boring. I'll tell you. A table, don't use table for everything. That's old way of doing things. Yeah, before the HTML became so robust, people used to use. I was not a developer by that time, but I know the story. But I think people used to use just a table to do almost everything. To make something like this, they use table. No, table is not very responsive. It's not very friendly. We have other better tools to do things like something cards like this, using flex boxes or just divs, much better than tables. So avoid using tables. Okay, no, table is just for tabular data. Yeah, if you have a tabular data, then table is the best fit. Great. But you cannot choose table. I think we should have a very short break, 5 minutes. And how about if we continue for the countries exercise? Do you have the energy to do that? First, I have to know. I'm waiting. Say something. Yeah, so now it's going to be a very short break. I will give you 5 minutes. You should return by 20 past 8, and then we will continue right away. So let's have a 5 minutes break, and when you return, we start the countries exercise. Yeah, great. See you soon.